Welcome to Maths Video Tutorials, and welcome to this tutorial in which we will be answering this exercise. We have in front of us a diagram which is made up of a sector attached to a triangle. Now the triangle has an angle 0.5 radian at C. The sector has a radius 5 centimeter and the base of the triangle is 7 centimeters. The question A asked me to show that the angle B, this one here, is equal 1.91 radians, and we need to give our answer to three significant figures. So let's start with part A. In order for us to calculate the missing angle B, we need to use the sine rule. The sine rule is given by the relationship between the sine of the angle and the opposite side of that angle. Let me illustrate. So if I have a triangle like so, if I call this one angle A and I call the opposite side A like so, I call this one B, this angle B, and I call this side or the opposite side B, and this one C, and the opposite side is C. So the sine rule goes like this. So you take the angle, I'm going to start with A of course, so it's going to be sine A divided by the opposite side. That should be equal to sine B divided by the opposite side, which is B. And finally, sine of angle C divided by the opposite side is C. Now if I apply this to my triangle, I write it down, sine 0.5 divided by the opposite side to that angle. This one is 5. And if I write it down to sine B, this one here, that's the one we are calculating, divided by the opposite side CD, and is equal to sine D, let's call it D, this one here, divided by the opposite side to angle D is 7 centimeters. I cannot use this middle fraction because I do not know the size of angle B, nor do I know the length of the side CD. So that one we can't use it for now. It's only these two, you can see. It makes sense. So I'm trying to work out the angle D. So let's make this on the left hand side. Sine D over 7 equals sine 0.5 divided by 5. So you can see now all I have to do is make sine D the subject, and that shouldn't be difficult. Sine D as a subject, you just multiply both sides by 7. 7 times sine 0.5 over 5, and we plug this in a calculator and we get 0.67119, 0.67119. There's a 5 as well, okay, and so on and so forth. So now we need to work at the angle D equal the inverse, because remember this value is the sine of D. In order to extract the angle D, we need to do the inverse sine of 0.671195, and that gives me an answer of 0.73582582, and so on and so forth, and that is in, of course, in radian. Now you can see that is just D. I need to get to B. How do I find the value of the angle B? Because we know the angles in a triangle add up to 1 pi. So what I have to do, just add these two angles, the D and the 0.5 together, and then subtract the answer from pi. So we're going to say B is equal pi minus the sum of the two angles, the 0.5 radian and the one we just calculated here. Let's write it down. and you do that and you calculate using the pi calculator, you get 1.905 and 7. That's plenty for now. You can see clearly this will round 1.91 radian to 3 significant figures. Okay, so that is part A completed. Let's do part B. Question B asks us to calculate the total area of the diagram. We need to first calculate the area of the sector. So let's call it a sector. Is half r squared theta. R is the radius, 5 centimeters. Theta is the angle we need to work out. This one here. This line here is a straight line, and the angles on the straight line add up to 180 degrees or 1 pi radian. So in order to calculate theta, we need to do pi radian minus the angle B. We have calculated the angle B in the previous question, which is this one here, minus 1.91. Putting this in a calculator, we'll get 1.23159. So that's the angle theta. So the area there, or the sector, half times 25 and times 1.23159. And this will give us 15.39487. Again, I would not round at this stage. Okay, so the diagram is made up of the sector and the triangle. The area of triangle is given by the formula half times A times B times sine the angle alpha between A and B. So that's the formula we're gonna use. So let's write it down. Triangle half times the two sides which form the angle B, this one here, 5 and 7, and sine our angle, which is 1.91. So the area of the triangle is 16.5028. So therefore the total area is the sum for these two areas, 15.3948 plus 16.5028, like so. And you plug this in a calculator and you will get 31.8977. We have not been told the degree of accuracy for this answer, so we're going to use 3 significant figures as for part A. So let's round it. That's 1.9 to 3 significant figures. I hope this video tutorial was helpful. Thank you for watching and take care.